And ahead of its annual general meeting, the Dominica Association of Industry and Commerce, the DAIC, held its Eggs and Issues event, a breakfast gathering that features guest speakers who are also dedicated to the goal of the organization, which is to embrace opportunities and challenges and promote economic growth. President of the DAIC, Kira Thompson-AIRD, remarked that this year's guest speaker, Governor Timothy Antoine of the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank, is extremely passionate about his mission to strengthen the ECCB and ECCU.
Antoine of the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank joins us today to lend insight and thought into our chosen theme for this year's AGM. In January of this year, the Governor visited Dominica to present his vision for the Eastern Caribbean Currency Union, my apologies, and the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank. The Governor's vision, endorsed by the OECS Monetary Council, was presented to leaders and key stakeholders across the OECS for our input to guide the formulation of a strategic plan for the implementation of this vision. In the ECCB's country outreach program to Dominica in January, the DAIC met with the Governor to review the presented vision and gave input entrenched in our members' continual feedback. Governor Antoine's extensive experience and training bring the expertise required of his role. However,
Thompson-AIRD explained that the DAIC and the ECCB share the same mission.
His vision, the creation of a Dominican private sector that is proactive and visionary in its approach to embracing opportunities and challenges to achieve the highest level of competitiveness, economic growth and development, aligns with the vision presented by the Governor and guided our direction for the coming year. It is largely recognized that growth and healthy competitiveness allow opportunity for greater employment, ultimately resulting in monetary stability. Dominica, as we all know, is a small economy, and access to finance poses a particular challenge. ECCB's focus is geared towards ensuring this stability is ultimately creating an environment for the MSME sector to access finance for growth, allowing for greater economic stability.
Speaking on the theme, improving monetary stability through growth, competitiveness, and employment, Governor Antoine indicated that his focus is on the socio-economic transformation of the Caribbean region. He explained that there are several factors that will affect the type of transformation that the region so desperately needs.
Strong, diversified, and resilient financial system. Sustainable public finances, obviously I'm speaking here of government. Single economic and financial space, where truly the regional economy is our space. You can do business in any one of these countries without having to resort to all the hoops and all the lawyers that we now have to employ to do any business, to do any expansion. And the fact of the matter is, we will optimize this space when we truly have a single economic and financial space. And we have that in some levels. I mean, the fact that we have a single central bank with a single law is an example of a single banking space. But that's not the case yet in insurance, and that's the case for securities. But that's not yet the case for insurance, that's not yet the case for pensions, and there are other areas I can speak of where we're still not there yet, and that's where we need to go.
The Governor also mentioned unemployment, unemployed citizens who live paycheck to paycheck as major hindrances.
Finally, is striving and thriving citizenry. This is where our people feel that they're not just working hard, but they're making it. They're getting ahead. Because you know, there are some people who feel like they're working hard, but they're not making any progress. And it's really important for people to have a sense of progress as they put in the hours and put in the time, make the sacrifices to grow themselves, their families, and their countries.
Governor Antoine continued that the ECCB has established a strategic framework to achieve that transformation, and at the core is the EC dollar with 4 pillars around it.
Financial stability. 2, fiscal and debt sustainability, which goes back to public finances. 3, growth, competitiveness, and employment. And 4, organizational effectiveness, which is about how ECCB as an institution positions itself to discharge its important mandates. Next slide. What we really are about is results. And at the end of the day, sometimes our region is accused of a lot of talk and not enough action, or not enough rapid action on our problems. So I want to focus immediately now on some of the actions that we are contemplating.
And some of the actions to be implemented include the establishment of the Eastern Caribbean Asset Management Corporation, a regional body that is intended to buy bad loans from the banks in the Caribbean, the development of a credit bureau to do a more in-depth review of those applying for loans and assess risks, the creation of regional standards to assess assets through an appraisal institute, and the development of a regional regulator for insurers and pension funds, among others.